Hello, welcome to Social Distancing Live. Apologies that we're on air so late. As you can see, I've had some new graphics and they didn't quite work how I wanted them to there at the start, which was quite annoying. But that is my name. Where is it? There. And we've got a very special guest on tonight, Mr. Bean Baker. So if you've got any song requests for him, any of his songs that you like, please let us know. Which song of his you'd like him to play. Please let us know where you're watching from. It's a Friday night and everything's all right. Apart from the rugby, Wales were losing last time I looked. I don't want to know the score though, so please don't let me know the score. Brilliant. I'm taping it basically. But yes, so good evening. Welcome to Social Distancing Live. As I said, we've got singer-songwriter Bean Baker on the show tonight. He's going to share some of his fabulous music with us. And we've got some fantastic shows coming up over the next couple of weeks. We're staying on air while the English lockdown is in force up until the end of November. Just make sure that you follow us on Facebook. You can keep up to date with all of the programs. The address is there at the bottom of your screen there, and remember of course to hit that like button, and don't forget also to subscribe to YouTube as well. You can do that. These graphics aren't working at all, so I'm just going to scrap it, to be honest with you, and ask for my money back later on. So as I said, it's Bean Baker night tonight here on Social Distancing Live. And how are you all doing? How has your week been? What are you doing this weekend? If you're in Wales, I suppose you're going out and doing something, I imagine. If you're in England, how's it been? First week of lockdown, how are you feeling? Let us know. We all like to be social here. And speaking of that, Beulah is the first one on this evening. Hi, Beulah. Hi to you. Hope you're well. I'm sorry, we're having some real problems with the graphics this evening, so I do apologise for that. But we can't actually see, Beulah, what you're saying in the comment section there, which is a bit of a shame. But I will fix that just a moment. So by changing the colour on your post to white, there we are. I think we should be able to see your comment now. So hi Beulah, hope you're well. God bless you, and hello from Anna Westall as well. Keep the comments coming in, guys, and without further ado, we're going to go straight in to speak to our special guest tonight, Mr. Bean Baker. But Bean, where are you? I need to assign you. 2 seconds. It's not working for some reason. Yes, I've got you. Yes. Oh my word, Bean, I've had a nightmare today. I've had this down to a T all week, and the moment I try and change things and improve and get better, it all goes to pot.
That was so good. I love that.
Well, a bit of comedy for everyone, hopefully. I don't mind a laugh at myself. Hi to Glenn Ingle. Hi, Glenn. And Beulah says, can you sing Courageous, which we will do in just a moment, but I think we should have a bit of a chat first. And I need to calm myself the heck down after all of it.
Do you know, I've just noticed my hair is very, very fuzzy today, so... Oh man alive.
Well, I think I've got a few grey hairs on my head after the start to the show that we've just had. It was a technical nightmare. Guys at home, I apologise profusely. I'm trying to upgrade things and make things a bit more snazzy and professional, but that was anything but professional. For some reason, the animation on that, the countdown timer I had at the start, and you could see the show starts. There's supposed to be this amazing animation, and then I looked over to my right and it disappeared. It was there when I started the show and it's disappeared. And all those sort of, titles with the names on and things were supposed to have a white animated background. Disappeared again. So goodness knows what happened there. But guys, yeah, welcome to Social Distancing Live. Apologies. Hello to Jen Howells. Hi, Jen. Hope you're well. Hello to Louise Ingle. Louise, will you come on and talk about Humblebee cards, all the stuff you've got for Christmas for people, the fantastic stuff you've got? Please let me know. I'd love to have you on to talk about that and show us some of the stuff you've got. And Jen Howells Bean says, "Good evening, Bean Baker."
Good evening.
So, Bean, how have you been? Gremlins indeed, Beulah. Absolutely. Bean, how have you been? So you're based down in Gloucester, aren't you?
I am, yes. Well, north of Gloucester, Cheltenham area, really, but it's pretty much the same place.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's like Wales is the same thing.
Well,
I'm saying that as a Welshman before anybody asks. I'm only joking.
No, it's all right. I mean, I feel like the teenage version of Bean right now is screaming at the screen, going, "Why? No, Cheltenham and Gloucester, they are very different."
So, I mean, you were in isolation, weren't you, last week? Were you in isolation? Have you been in isolation?
Yeah, yeah, it was. I think it was the week that they announced the lockdown. And I was like, you know what?
In England,
3 days. Yeah, in England, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I have got 3 days to kind of sort everything. It'd be absolutely fine. And then my youngest boy comes down with a bug, and we call the NHS because he was really poorly, and you go through all his symptoms, and we're like, "Oh, it's fine. And like, "Oh, does he have a temperature?" You're like, "Yeah."
Oh no.
Isolation. But we got a test result really, really quickly. So by 12 o'clock on Wednesday, I was back out quickly. So I had 12 hours to quickly do all the stuff I needed to do before lockdown kicked in.
Yeah, because you work for a church, don't you? Tell us a little bit about the church and what you do there. So
I work for Cheltenham Elim Church. It's in Cheltenham, and it's an Elim church. So I work with the worship team and the tech and production team there as well, and also oversee some of the children's work. So a lot.
That is a heck of a lot. And during lockdown, I mean, I obviously know the answer to this, but it's been pretty full on, it's fair to say. What was church look like for you during since March, basically? What has it been like? How have you done it? Because lots of churches are doing things in lots of different ways.
Yeah, so we do lots and lots of videoing things, and lots of Zoom calls, and and constantly trying to refine the things that we do online, because obviously that now is the only thing people see is our online presence rather than in the building. And so and then we had that really awkward 8-week period where we were like, oh, people are coming back in, so then we had to kind of try and figure out how to do online and in the building at the same time. Wow. And now we're back to just online. So it's a very weird scenario, but it's fun.
And it's quite I mean, how did you cope? I mean, some churches have done pre-recorded services, lots of pre-recorded element. Others, like ourselves here at Gateway Church Gwenny, we've gone for the live route. What have you done? Have you done a mixture of both, or what's your approach been to it all?
So for our children's services, we pre-record them, and for our, I suppose, the service has a bit more live worship in it. It's obviously live, but we started off with everything pre-recorded, and then we now do a bit of both, which is quite nice. Yeah. So we started off for pre-recorded, then went all live, and now we're kind of going between both things, which is quite a fun thing to do. But also it means that we're gradually striking a nice balance of quality, but also connectivity.
Yeah, so I meant to ask that because obviously at Gateway we're reaching loads of people. It's incredible, actually, and you know, God does say to go out into all the world, but perhaps we didn't see it this way, did we? You know, in terms of via social media. But that's been the route. I think a lot of churches are finding that you know they're getting more views from people who would never normally set foot inside a building. However, the other sort of counterbalance to that, and the other challenge, is how do you keep people engaged and feel a part of the body when social media in its very nature is very sort of arm's length, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying you've got the answer, by the way. Just
Actually,
for
no,
discussion, really.
one of the interesting things. So on Netflix, they've got a film called The Social Dilemma, I believe.
Okay.
Might be Delusion. Dilemma. I don't know. It's a really interesting documentary / kind of like film type thing, just exploring social media and all the impact it has on people, and actually obviously the impact it has on our politics, where we're becoming a lot more polarized as a result of it. And so it came out, and I watched it because it was like ranked number 4 on the Netflix watch list. I'll have a look at that. And it was really, really interesting. But I realized a lot of people in our church had seen it, and a lot of people around had seen them. And the general idea of it, at the end of it, is maybe we invest too much time into social media, which is hilarious, because obviously right now, if you then start to reduce time on social media, you become less connected.
Which is ironic, given what it was like before all this. You were seen as antisocial if you spent too much time on social media, but now it's kind of the opposite.
And it's really frustrating, because I don't think I think things like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, they have a positive side, they also have a negative side. And we have that whole other thing now of screen fatigue, which is like a whole other level, because everything we do is online, everything we do is in front of a screen, especially when we're back into lockdown. So it's just a really surreal time. And I had a meeting obviously before the lockdown with somebody, and we were going to discuss some stuff with church, and they're like, as long as we can do it in person, we'll do it socially distanced, that's fine, we'll go for a walk, but please can we not do it on Zoom?
Yeah.
And it's like, fair enough, but it's so true. Like people are getting a bit tired of constant screens, which is really frustrating as a musician, going, well, I want to play music and I want to put stuff out there, but I'm getting frustrated with screens as well. So it's difficult, really weird like challenge. And I wonder how you found it in terms of, because I'm assuming a lot of the stuff you're doing now is on screens as well.
Yeah, I've been fine, but my wife Anna, who says hello, by the way, Anna is she's found it difficult, and what they're doing in her workplace is they've got to walk 500 miles between themselves this month. So we often share a lunchtime together when either our parents have the kids or whatever, have Matty, we'll go out for a walk or something together, which has been quite good to get away from it. But a lot of my time is spent doing screen. Don't get me wrong, I mean, social media has been fantastic in terms of social distancing live and you know, spreading the gospel in a new creative way, and making us and forcing us, dragged us kicking and screaming into the 21st century, I think, in terms of using technology for God's glory. But I just want to say, there we are. Beulah Cheeseman says hi, Bean. Anna says hello as well. And George Scott says, hey, Bean.
George, you legend.
And Louise, I asked Louise. Louise and my friend Alice, they do fantastic biblical greeting cards with really positive message, and they're really lush. They got, you know, that foil effect on the cards, and they're fantastic. And I've asked Louise to come on. She said, not sure I'll be brave enough to go live, but I'll try and convince Alice to chat about Humblebee Creative. Louise, I think that's a bit of a cop-out, because Alice has got a newborn baby. Come on, you can come on, you can do it, it's easy. It's just coming on for a chat, it's fine. Thank you to Jen Howells, she shared the stream. Thank you, Jen, that helps. Thank you very much in terms of spreading the word. God bless you for that. And Anna's going, you can do it, Louise. And amen, Anna, says Glenn. He's wading into the... So I'm having a bit of a domestic on air, I hope not, anyway. But God bless you, Glenn and Louise. Absolutely fantastic. And Jen Howell says, Bean, I go to CCS Elim in Swansea. Do you know that church?
Oh, is that Cardiff City thing? Yeah,
no,
I do.
It's not Cardiff. It's Swansea. You can't mix those two places up. That's a big no.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Then no.
Brilliant.
so sorry.
Well,
Oh, man
Jen,
alive.
I know where that is because I used to live just above it in Fuller's Row in Swansea years ago. And it's the big church there down just away from the train station, isn't it? If you come out of the train station and walk 200 yards or so, you'll come into it. You come bump into it, basically. I think that's the church you're on about. Please let me know, Jen, if that's the one. Tim Button says, Bean and Rob, good to see you, lads. Good to see you, Tim. Tim and Ellie were on the other night, of course. And Beulah Cheeseman says, I was in Elim, St Albans for 16 years, pre-moving back to Wales. Dave Campbell was my pastor then. Any links with St Albans?
I have some links with the place, not specifically the inn, but I do know Dave Campbell.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Not personally, just aware of.
I know who he is.
No buddy of mine. No, but
I also know Boris Johnson. Well, I know who he is. Brilliant. Anne Phillips, hi to you. And Evening Bean says, my mum Nancy Westall with the customary emoji. There we go. And preach it, Rob, says Glenn. He really does want Louise to come on the show, which she's welcome to. She can come on with Alice if she'd like. Oh, there you go. See, Eek, he said Cardiff instead of Swansea. You weren't to know. You weren't to know.
I mean, I'm not really doing myself any justice. So Swansea's South Wales, isn't it?
Yes, South West Wales, Cardiff is South East Wales, and they don't get on when it comes to football. Really badly, actually. And there's a bit of a rivalry between the two cities. But yeah, hey, I like both places anyway. But I prefer the one football team to the other, and I'm not going to say on air which one that is. There you go, because the gospel is more important than my football fandom. So Beulah has asked for, can Bean sing Courageous? So guys, we're going to ask Bean if he'll sing some of his songs tonight. If you don't know any of the names of the songs, you could say, I suppose, old or new one, or whatever, Bean. I don't know, we could approach the non-knowing of the name sort of thing, but perhaps that's a way around it.
Yeah, something like that.
Pick a number between 1 and 5.
I mean, that probably wouldn't help me. But
Courageous, it was off your not your last EP, but the EP before that with the big lion on the front, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a song that's written all about it's a conversation between someone and their creator.
Okay.
And the whole idea of it is us having this perspective of ourselves, and it is a dialogue in the song, and God is going, do you know what, you may see yourself like this, but this is actually how I made you. I made you strong and courageous rather than weak.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so it's meant to encourage and affirm. That's the idea.
Well, I'm going to try, and I've just realised that I need to put you full screen, and I've not put you in a full screen picture-in-picture. So I'm just going to try that live on air now, which is scaring my pants off. Okay. Speaking about pants, before we move on, you had a very interesting birthday present, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did. You want to do this now?
No, we'll save that for later because it's a very holy story. Let me just sort this screen out for you. Right, so this is the screen I'm going to put Bean onto, hopefully, or not. Actually, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this the simple way, Bean. I'm just going to put a new scene in, and then I'm going to pop you onto it, and take me off. There you go.
You want me to sing now?
You go for it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Courageous by Mr. Bean Baker.
Brilliant. I know how hard this love can be if you let this fear consume all you are. You end up living just to be nothing more. I don't want that for you, child, but you out to live in fullness of life. So I say to you, no, don't be afraid, 'cause I'm right here. And oh, what did you know? I made you strong and courageous. There's no hope on you. You say to me, don't be afraid. Have you seen the way this world plays with your head? You step in and there's another mistake. You say just you wait. I know that I am in control. Got you from the very start. I've not just got your back, your side. Because you're mine. I take the front line home. What did you know? I made you strong and courageous. There's no hope on you, on you. And I see your anxious heart. I made you strong and courageous. There's no hope on you, on you, on you. Rise up, you're in the ranks of heaven now. Oh no, don't let this fear pin you down. Rise up, oh. Rise up, you're in the ranks of heaven now. Don't let this fear pin you down. Rise up, oh. We go, oh. What did you know? I made you strong and courageous. There's no hope on you, on you. And I say, this anxious heart. I made you strong and courageous. There's no hope on you, on you, on you.
Marvellous, Courageous by tonight's very special guest, Mr. Bean Baker. If you've got a song you'd like him to play that he's written, of course, due to copyright laws, please let him know. It could be anything, absolutely anything. And Beulah Cheeseman says, play your album with Courageous on every day, Bean. And she says, I like the Woohoo song. So if nobody's got any other requests, Beulah is next in line again with the Woohoo song.
I was trying to figure out what that was. Yes, the Woohoo song. Yes, the Woohoo song. I was like, I didn't write a Woohoo song. What's? Yeah.
I know what Beulah means.
Yeah, me too.
And Jen.
We talked about it last time I was on, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh well, that's for people who weren't there last time. Oh well, you have to go through all the previous videos.
Well, it's a fresh new audience, Bean. I think there are a few regulars on, but it's a fresh new audience. What's the official title? Because Beulah, you do this to my songs as well, don't you? She calls my song "At Your Feet We Fall," "Born to Worship," which I can understand. So perhaps you should rename your song, Bean.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, that last song was actually called "Strong and Courageous," but we'll call "Courageous." I quite like that. Oh,
yeah.
Son.
Weak and courageous.
Yeah. So it's called "Light of Love," and it's all taken from Psalm 40. Where it talks about he lifted me out of the miry pit.
Oh yeah, love that.
Which is pretty cool. And so that element of I actually wrote it out of a place of me struggling with my mental health a couple of years ago, It was. I mean, in comparison to this, it kind of feels a bit weird. But I have 3 children now. At the time, I had 2.
Yeah.
And my wife was working in the evenings, which meant that once I put the boys to bed, it meant that I was just at home by myself. Obviously, apparently you're not allowed to leave by themselves, so that was me for the evening. So initially it was like, oh, this is quite fun, and then it got very lonely very quickly. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever tried to focus on being like, when you're feeling a bit lonely, you start to focus on that, you start feeling more lonely and more down. And just essentially what happened is I kind of spiraled down. I just felt really rubbish after months of it, and I just didn't really, I was just miserable and grumpy, and just, it was horrible. And then I was in the process of writing the song at the time, actually, and so some of the lyrics were like, I did a lot less singing about me then. I was kind of singing more about other people, so it was always thems and he's and she's, and rather than me and I. And actually I felt in this song that I needed to change some of those they to me, and the song is all about, like, actually, if we are focusing on the pit that we are in, then it's just going to get deeper. But if we raise the eyes to something higher than us, we're going to get out.
Yeah, it's really good, mate. That's really good. Well said. And so this is Light of Love by tonight's special guest, Mr. Bean Baker.
Hear my soul screaming out, missing something not quite found. There's a hole in this heart till I start. I won't be consumed by myself. This heart of flesh will give out. I look away from where I am, raise my eyes to light. Oh, and I reach for your hand. You draw me and draw me close. Draw me close. I'm in love with my heart. Oh, it's gonna be love. Doesn't matter anymore. In the light of your love. My focus moves and freedom's here. I know you're close, but I need you near. I forget I'm loved by love. Raise my eyes to light. Oh, and I reach for your hand. You draw me and draw me close. Draw me close. I'm in love. Let my heart go. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Doesn't matter anymore. In the light of you draw me and draw me close. I reach for your hand, you draw me and draw me close. Draw me close, I'm in love. Let my heart go. Who's gonna be love? Doesn't matter anymore. In the light of your love.
Wonderful. Sorry, I was pressing the buttons and the scene wasn't changing there, mate. Sorry, I do apologise. Something's going down tonight. Just before we came on air, there was an update of the software I use. I think it might be something to do with that. But that was absolutely fantastic. I'm not alone in thinking that. Anne Phillips says, lovely song, Bean. And Beulah says, absolutely love this song. Wonderful, as do I. And in terms of your most recent release, of course, Reluctant Butterfly was one that you shared, God, it was ages ago, wasn't it? In the last season of Social Distancing Live. And on the festival as well. We did the online music festival as well. How have you been finding the lockdown in terms of your songwriting and creativity? I know that your job is pretty hardcore right now, isn't it?
Yeah. I all right. In reality, at the beginning of lockdown, I actually found it really good in terms of like having set times to just write and get some songs out. I am probably more in a producer's mindset at the moment. So the songs that I've written, I'm mixing and mastering and getting them ready. So working on a new track at the moment that's hopefully going to be out probably Christmas time. It's not Christmas. Are you allowed to release music that's at Christmas that's not a Christmas song?
No.
Quick question.
I didn't really know the answer, so I did the thing with saying it with such conviction and authority that it was correct. But yeah, that's a really good question, actually.
I was just thinking about it because I've got a song called My Adventure, and it was my attempt to write a really manly, song, and it ended up being one of the prettiest songs I've written. Pretty and delicate, and so but anyway, so I'm hopefully trying to release that soon.
Don't release anything in January, because we've got a song together I'm hoping to release then, by the way, which I've not spoken to you about. But
I won't release it then.
Yeah, I'll let you know when it's coming out, because it just depends on everything. But me and Bean have recorded a song together called Never Let Me Go, written with our mutual friend Stephen Quantic, who's coming on Wednesday, by the way, to talk about guitaring and all that kind of thing, and also a chance to meet Steve. He's a world-class guitar player. Yes, Bean. Sarah Baker, your wife, I think. Hi, Sarah. Hope you're well. Says Bean has a great Christmas song. Maybe another time. Born in a Manger. I was just about to talk about Born in a Manger, actually. And I was going to ask, is it too early to play?
I was thinking that as well, actually.
When we put it out to the audience, actually, is it too early for a Christmas song? Would you like to hear Bean's Christmas song, or do you want him to play another one? Yes for Christmas, no for not Christmas. And if we get 3 yeses, we're going to get Born in a Manger by Bean Baker. If not, he'll play a different one. There you go.
No pressure then.
No pressure. Well, I really hope there's some comments, to be honest, after I've gone out on a limb there. But so yeah, I mean,
just to put some rules out there. If one person puts yes 3 times, does that count?
Judging by the lack of comments so far. Oh, hang on. Like Beulah's just done. I like it.
That's brilliant.
If we can get another 2, though, that'd be great. So, guys, if you want Bean's Christmas single, Born in a Manger, to be played now. Oh, there we are. Oh, go on then, Glenn. We need one more person, and Bean will play a Christmas song.
Just a request to my wife.
Oh, you're done for now. Hi, Katie, by the way. Katie says, yes, Christmas. And my mum goes, yes, Christmas. So you better tell us about Born in a Manger then, mate, and what it's all about. Or is it self-explanatory?
So there's this guy, right? His name was Jesus, and he was born. Actually, I realised technically he wasn't born in a manger; he was placed in a manger, but it doesn't quite have the same impact. I might spoil the song now.
Lovely. So, yeah, this came out. Was this a kind of last-minute thing last year, or I mean?
Yeah. It was a bit of a project, really. So I was trialing. I think it was the first track we released completely just without using anybody apart from people in house. So the last releases we had done had been we'd gone to the studio to record. We'd got some professional printers to do some stuff for us, and we got somebody to design some art graphics for us. And Born in a Manger was just completely reducing the team to just the people within the band. Wow. And so just keeping it really, really simple, and seeing whether we could make and release music with a budget of 0. And so that was the first in the pattern. Obviously, Reluctant Butterfly was the second one on that kind of theme. Obviously, not the same EP at all. And then we did another one called Run to Me, which came out earlier this year as well. And then My Adventure will be the last in the current what we call like the chill EP, which is like songs which are a bit more relaxing and chilled. But yeah, so it's quite good, and it's almost as if I was planning and prepping for a lockdown to happen where we could everything could be contained within. But we were able, so we've got all our musicians generally have like access to a computer, so they record at home and then send me the files, and then we put it all together. And
So do you produce it yourself then, or do you have a producer who helps you out? Or
no, I produce it and master it myself.
Wow.
Which is great, which is crazy. So like with Born in the Major, it's just one of those songs which was the first of this new way of doing things, and
it's quite apt that it was the first one, really.
Yeah, it's almost a year on that we started working on it, which is
wow.
Yeah, yeah, really, really fun, but very peculiar. Really weird process, because just so used to like. I mean, I do really miss the time when you just like get the whole band into the studio, you're jamming out tracks, and you're kind of like, because it's just that's really fun. But you can't really do that in lockdown. You can't go, oh, here's our song. Like, right, let's play all our parts. Oh, I like what you're doing there. I'm going to shift my part a little bit. So kind of just have to have it in your head already. So I do miss the jamming out of song aspect.
Totally, because as you know, I'm doing the album at the moment, and basically a lot of the parts probably wouldn't be like that if we had jams, because obviously you iron a lot out in jams, and you just got to roll with it and just go with it, and actually it's quite freeing in a way, because lots of different members of the band chip in with something quite unique that wouldn't normally see the light of day, really. Just because the way it works, not because of any other sort of reason.
Well, the best example is on the Courageous EP, as a song on there called Control, and in my head I wrote it as a really upbeat power song, like driving all the way, and actually I gave it to my drummer Josh Potts and my bass player Tom Glasson, and they were like, nah. It completely changed the vibe, but I loved it, and it's actually become my favorite song on that EP, just because I love that real chill, just relaxed vibe to it. But if we'd done it distantly, I would have missed that. I mean, to be fair, they're quite stubborn, so they probably would have still done it.
But that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, that's the whole thing about collaboration and creativity. One person has a good idea and it's awesome, but you can't be too precious with it, because other people can build on that foundation that you've set in stone. Like, for instance, talking about Christmas songs, Savour of the World, which I co-wrote with our mutual friend Steve Quantick, who plays in both of our bands. I played him that Christmas song, and he was just coming down the house just to sort of play on it, really. So we were going to record it, and then he had an idea for a bridge, and I knew enough about myself to know I had to roll with it, because I was so familiar with the song. I couldn't trust myself to say, "Oh, that sounds like it's just been shoehorned into the song," because I've told him this myself. At the time, it kind of did, but I thought, no, I'm going to go with it, and I did. I asked other people, what do you think? I didn't mention anything about the bridge being brand new. What do you think of this song? Everyone's going, yeah, brilliant, it's banging, and then this next question was, what about the bridge? And the answer I got from everybody was, what about it? And I thought, brilliant. That's all I needed to know. It was just me. I was over familiar with the original song because I'd had it for 2 years, and this was new and fresh. And anything that's new and fresh after 2 years is going to sound really different to everything.
Oh yeah.
Your perception, your assumption of what it's going to be like, and things like that. So it's a real, creativity can be a real battle sometimes, can't it, with yourself more than anything else as well.
Yeah. The amount of times that I spend years on a song rather than weeks is quite interesting, and so but I've kind of got into the process now where if there's a song I'm working on, it just isn't going anywhere, I will just lay it down and go, I will come back to that in a couple of years' time when I've had some better ideas. But now I've been songwriting, not obviously, but I have been songwriting for quite a few years now, and so actually that there is almost like a pattern, or that I know you go, right, I've got nothing now. I've got a good 100 songs to pick from that I know are not completed. Let's write something. Or sometimes like using like the brand new fresh idea, where you're not taking something from one. Like I can now, because I've got such a back catalogue of unfinished songs, I can, when I'm getting genuinely fresh inspiration for a new song, I don't have to force that. Which is encouraging. So when I am getting a new song, then I can go, oh, this is a new song, let's work on that. And sometimes I'll just drive that home until it's finished, or again, like if I get to a stopping point, I'll just put it to one side and leave it again. But it's not a fun process.
It depends what it is, doesn't it? I suppose. Like my favourite ones, of course, are the ones that drop and you catch in the moment, and boosh, it's done. I've been quite lucky in that regard, I think. But I've been working on a Christmas Carol today for UCB, and they want me to record. I had to choose a Christmas Carol, so I basically said, right, is Hark the Herald available? And they said yes. And then my cousin Sarah, we were talking the other day about Oh Holy Night. And I love that. I think it's probably more to do with the fact that it reminds me of Home Alone, which is one of my favourite Christmas films of all time. Yeah. But it's a fantastic song, and that was taken, so that took the decision out of my hands. And I love Hark the Herald because it's sort of like,
it's not quite copyright, is it?
It's not a cop out at all, is it? It's like
no, it's not in copyright, is it?
I'm not sure.
Me dropping like a subtle, you should totally do a Christmas Carol.
Well, funny you should say that. I'm doing a Christmas album next year, so the recording for this will go to that. But I ended up writing a sort of choral part for Hark the Herald. So it was a different type of writing to what I'm used to. It's writing something that goes with an existing song, but actually quite an established song. I've known that song all my life, and it was just a different kind of creative process, really. I mean, have you had experience of that? Have you dabbled with hymns and things like that with your songwriting?
I love hymns, I really do.
What's your top three at the moment? Because it changes, like your favourite chocolate bar, don't get me wrong.
Are we talking like modern hymns, or are we talking like old school classics?
Old school classics. And guys, if you're watching, what is your favourite hymn? What is your go-to hymn? If you're on a desert island, which hymn? And if you only have one hymn, which one would you choose and why? Let's see if they match up with ours.
It is well.
Okay.
or Peace Like a River by Horatio Spafford. That is one of my favorite by a long way. In fact, it probably is my favorite. In fact, yeah, it's my favorite. But I also like "Be Thou My Vision."
Oh,
That is
classic. Yeah.
that is cracking.
Oh, there
Apparently,
we
like
are.
that
Hey, we got
one.
some comments coming in here.
Oh,
Sarah agrees with you. Your wife
ah,
agrees with you, mate. It is
nice.
well.
Good. It's good.
And Sarah says, "When peace like a river."
It's a cracking song and a beautiful story about it as well. Um, so the story goes, Horatio Spafford I think he had a couple of businesses over in Chicago, and the Great Chicago Fire happened, and his businesses burnt down. So he was like, "Well, let's go back over to England." So he sent his wife and kids on a boat over to England, and he stayed there to kind of stayed in Chicago to fix like the paperwork and that sort of stuff. And then he got a telegram back from his wife once she'd arrived, saying arrived alone, and essentially they'd been in a shipwreck and all his kids had died,
Whoa.
which is crazy. And so on the boat over, he writes the song "When Peace Like a River," which is that when it's talking all about when things are horrific and horrendous, I still trust you in that, God. And when things are good, I still trust you in that.
Wow.
And so it's that element of going peace in the joy and the sorrow.
It's kind of bang on for now, isn't it? With everything going on. By the way, Sarah, your wife, said it is well, and she just wants to point out that I typed mine before Bean said it. She said, just getting that disclaimer in there right now. Glenn Ingle says meekness and majesty. Yeah, I like that one as well. That's one of my faves, actually. Is that the Graham Kendrick one, Glenn? Just for clarification. And Katie says, I stand amazed in the presence of Jesus the Nazarene.
Sorry, I can't sing that.
And Beulah has chosen my number one. And Can It Be? Yeah, that's my number one. That is Beulah. Absolutely amazing, that one. I remember that growing up in a Baptist church and the way it was sung, with the echo parts being sung by different people and things like that. And it was Graham Kendrick's Meekness and Majesty. Thanks, Glenn, for clarifying that. So we kind of went off piste a bit there, didn't we?
I mean, the thing I love about hymns, though, is that some of the lyrics in them are so well written, just beautiful, just poetry, and very singable. And even what "Be Thou My Vision," I think "Be Thou My Vision" is like one of the oldest songs that we sing.
And there's different tunes as well, aren't there, for a lot of these hymns as well?
Yeah, definitely.
I've heard about 5 different versions of "Be Thou My Vision." "When I Survey the Wondrous Cross" as well is another example.
Yeah, perfect example, actually. But I believe this is where I might get corrected by my mother-in-law. I believe "Be Thou My Vision" and "When I Survey" are Celtic songs.
Okay,
I
can't answer that. I have no idea.
I'm sure I'm going to get a message of it like, "No, you're wrong. How dare you!" but they're really old, like really really old. Which is hence why the lyrics and the tune slightly changes.
What's the first song you led worship with? Can you remember the first song you learnt on guitar, or the first Christian song you learnt? Because I always ask people, can they remember the first song they've ever written, and everybody says yes. But equally, I mean, I think it's got to be "Kumbaya" for me.
Oh no, mine's not that cool.
I've never heard "Kumbaya" called cool before, but that's the first.
Mine was Matt Redman's "Undignified."
Wow.
Yeah, that was. But I didn't learn guitar to play in church. And then I became a Christian, and then I discovered "Undignified," and it was just. I mean, that song's just got a lot of special, I suppose, nostalgia, but also good memories attached to it.
Totally, and that's the thing with any form of music. There can be a certain amount of nostalgia, wrapped up in it all, really, couldn't it? Because some of the songs, I'm not saying hymns per se, but a worship song or hymns, perhaps it reminds you of a time where you really truly encountered God in an incredible, amazing way. And there are certain songs that actually lend themselves to taking you into that place, isn't it? Depending on how how you worship and things like that. But yeah, no, interesting stuff. But we veered off the Christmas theme quite quickly there. One could accuse us of moving away from it altogether to avoid it, but
What? Who said that? I didn't say that. Silent Night is another one I really like as well.
Oh, so there you go. We're back on theme now. So famous favourite Christmas carol then, guys. While Bean plays this song, we want to hear what's your favourite Christmas carols. We'll be talking about that after this song. This is Bean Baker's Christmas single from last year, Born in a Manger.
Rejoices in my Savior, King of kings and Lord of lords, born in a manger. I look to the manger, that's where you were born. And the filth of that first Christmas morn, Son of the heavens, you're God's master plan. You came to us, so you're Emmanuel. Yes, Jesus, my spirit rejoices in my Savior, King of kings and Lord of lords, born in a manger. Shepherds and magi both gathered there. Some of the wisest and lowest compared. I love what they said on that first Christmas morn. Our God is a God who came for us all. Yes, Jesus, Emmanuel. My spirit rejoices in my Savior, King of kings and Lord of lords, was born in a manger. We could not reach you, though some have tried. All falling short in a constant backslide. Now the heavens, oh God's master plan. You sent your son to bridge the divide. My spirit rejoices in my Savior, the King of kings and Lord of lords, was born in a manger.
Wonderful. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody watching. Let's be the first to say that tonight's special guest, Bean Baker, singer-songwriter, worship leader, good friend, and that was his Christmas single, Born in a Manger. And before, we were talking about our favourite hymns. Nathaniel Freeman from the Rhondda. Hi, Nathaniel, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Said, I added a bridge to the wonder of your love, or wonder of you love, and he says it took me ages to find the name of the song. I'm terrible at song names. We asked while Bean was playing that to think of your favourite Christmas carol, favourite Christmas Christian song, and perhaps why as well. And Nathaniel says carol has to be Oh Holy Night. Yeah, that's up there for me as well. It's got to be my top 5. And Beulah Cheeseman says, Oh, Holy Night as well. So, Nathaniel says, do a good heavy version of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. I'd love to hear that, Nathaniel. I can imagine that actually is a big, heavy song.
Whenever I do, I always accidentally slip into reggae. I don't know. But... it's just weird. I mean, that wasn't reggae.
Oh, that'd be amazing. It's out of copyright, I'm sure.
It must be. Is it not? I don't know.
That's the thing. I can find out, actually. I was speaking to Claire, who works for my sub-publishers, and she was telling me she's got a list of all these carols. So she is gonna let me know, because I want to do some next year for the album. But
yeah, definitely.
In terms of Christmas, mate, before we get too festive,
we're just like a rabbit warren. We're just going to be here.
No.
Christmas songs.
I've actually got a Christmas card here as well on my desk. How random is that? But I've been plugging my Christmas cards, which are available. Bean, we're going to do a Christmas show. Would you love to have you on if you're free, first of all? If you could, I don't know when it's going to be yet, but this is.
I want to be on.
Yeah, come on, you've got to be on. It'd be a Christmas cracker.
Oh, yes, definitely. I would love that.
Marvelous. So, I wondered if I could make a request, if that's okay. It's one of my favourite songs you do called Control.
Oh, I've totally switched guitars.
Oh, have you? Sorry. Well, you don't have to do it next.
No, it's good. I can do that. That's a very easy problem to solve.
So tell us a little bit about the song.
Do I want to play in this key? I don't want to play in this key. I actually do want to play on this guitar. This song was one of those 2 years in the writing sort of songs.
Oh wow!
It had many different iterations. At one point, it was called "Wind in These Sails," and it was it came from kind of God saying to me, "Let you be the sails, and I'll be the wind. I will blow you in the right direction." But that means that you cannot propose. What's the word I'm looking for? Propel. That's a word, right?
Yeah, it is a word. Yeah.
Propel yourself. You must rely on the power from me. You can't push yourself forward for stuff.
Wow.
Which, when nothing's happening, it's really encouraging. Because you're like, well, if nothing's happening at the moment, but God's gonna still push me in the right direction. Like, I got trust in Him and rest and wait for Him to push. When stuff is happening around you, it's really hard. So I went into a festival season, very clearly being told, do not promote yourself, do not talk, don't go network with people like you are. I'm going to bring people who I want to talk to you.
Wow.
Which is well, initially, the first day of me, I was at a fairly large festival, and there was lots of people there to chat and network with, and I just kind of part of me just went, it doesn't really apply. It was a Christian festival, so surely God's word, like, it goes on. It's a bit of a pause, but whilst you're at a Christian festival, doesn't it? You get a fresh new, you pause His word for outside a Christian festival. I realise, saying it now, I sound like an idiot. but genuine was convinced. Like, I was obviously it's fine, and thus like led to about 16 hours of horrific embarrassment and waste of time in conversations where they just didn't go anywhere, or I just horribly embarrassed myself, or I was stuck in a conversation that I couldn't leave. And it went for this 16 hours, and I was like, why was that so terrible? Like, what's going on? And God was like, didn't I say something about like not propelling yourself forward, and I would do that for you? I was like, yeah, you did say that, didn't you? So I repented, and I came back the following day, and I was like, I'm just gonna wait, and actually seemed to have better conversations. And actually, one of those conversations, out of the back of that, I actually got a slot at Big Church Day Out.
Wow.
From one of those conversations, which I hadn't put myself forward for. Somebody else had done it. And so it was, that element of going, do you know what, God's got it. He's in control.
Yeah, because it does appear to sound a bit contrary to the kind of thing that we do. Don't promote yourself, or don't tell people about what I've given you to share, or whatever. And I suppose each direction that we get, directive personal to us, we've got to just be obedient in that, because it's designed specifically for us, and God knows us better than we know ourselves. And that's incredible, actually. You just can't do anything other than just obey, really. And it's like what you said earlier, isn't it? If you're looking at the pit that you're in, you're just gonna feel worse and slide deeper into that pit. But if you look above to Him for the answers and for the direction, because He can see a clear route, and He's got a clear plan and purpose for us anyway, that's the best way forward. Your will, not mine.
Amen, brother.
So is this to do with control, by the way, or have we gone off on one again?
I actually wrote a song all about that. Available on Spotify and.
Hang on now, let me promote yourself for you. You can't do that. I'm only joking.
Well, the frustrating thing is, whenever I talk about music that I've written, I always try and push people towards, I'll go check it out on Spotify, and I realise that is a completely financially stupid way of promoting.
It is. Let me say this next bit for you. Spotify sucks. There you go. I've said it. And I'd probably be barred from Spotify for saying that now. They're monitoring this conversation as we speak. But I was saying, do you know Three Lions, the football song, the England football song?
Yeah.
There was an interview with David Baddiel, who co-wrote the song with Frank Skinner, another comedian, and Ian Browdy from the Lightning Seeds. And when England did really well at the last World Cup and got to the semi-finals, the song had loads of streams on Spotify, 16 million. And David Baddiel said in this interview that I watched that he was really excited because he got like a royalty letter for £900. 16 million streams, and they got £900 each. Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? So it just goes to show that unless you're one of the top artists, it's not a sustainable route for you. It might very well be the future of the music industry. But guys, if you want to support Bean and his incredible gift of songwriting and his ministry, then please check it out via his website. Bean, where's your website? How can people find you on that?
Yes.
I can tell people, actually. I think I've got it here.
beanbakerband.com. Yes, that is it. But music's all on iTunes and Google Play, I think, as well. It's on most things.
Amazon as well?
I think so. I'm assuming it is.
I know it's. Do you just
search Bean Baker Band? It'll be on one of them. Like I know that a lot of our songs are on Shazam. So if you ask, like, if you hear one of our songs, you can ask any of your phones, like, what song is this? And I go, hello, this is the Bean Baker Band. Or sometimes they're really annoying and they go, hello, this is Ed Sheeran. It's just I get it from devices and people. It's just heartbreaking.
I never know whether it's okay to talk about Mr. Ed, the Ed in the room.
We won't. We'll pause it. My neighbour the other day brought it up just how without context of understanding like what I did for a living and how many times it happens. Like I get mistaken for him, and they regretted it. Let's just say that was the next hour was a conversation where I ranted, not at them, obviously. They're very good friends, but it was and they've not mentioned it since.
So do you get it quite a lot then, where people mistake you for him? I mean, obviously because you've got a guitar and you perform and things like that as well.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's a acoustic guitar. I sing as well, and I've got ginger hair. That's pretty much it.
Have you had anybody like utterly convinced that you were Ed Sheeran and like you couldn't dissuade them?
Yes. One wasn't my fault, and the other one was. So the one that wasn't my fault, it was down in Looe in Cornwall.
A lovely part of the world, yeah.
And there was, I think, like a BBC festival was happening, and we weren't playing a part of that. We were playing a part of almost like a twin festival that was kind of happening at the same time. So we played there, and then we went down to the beach just to kind of see what was going on. And a couple of guys who were rather inebriated just wouldn't leave us alone, and they wouldn't like, we thought they were being funny initially. They were like, oh, it's Ed, oh, it's so you've made my day. But then they started crying, like as in like really happy that they bumped into me, as in like, and I was like, oh dear, what do I do? So we didn't ever at one point, so my whole band was there as well, so initially we all found it quite funny, and then we realized that they were genuinely quite worried and upset about stuff. So we just sat and chatted with them.
Wow.
And I think possibly one of my band members might have prayed with them as well. In fact, no, we did pray with them. So now they might think that Ed Sheeran is a Christian with his own team to come along and pray, which is so that was one I couldn't help, but that was quite nice, a really, really nice conversation. The other one, which is my fault, sometimes when I'm walking through like a town centre and I've got and I'm feeling cheeky, I purposely like avert my face the whole time I'm walking with my guitar, purposely just kind of like pull my like try and like it's not show my face just to cause chaos. And that's happened a couple of times.
Have you ever got like a free Costa coffee or something at
no. No, my band members, when they're feeling naughty, they will ask for free stuff and say, "But we got Ed in the car," and I love them so dearly for that. Actually, to be fair, one specific band member does that more than any others. But he'll remain nameless for the time being.
Well, let's listen to Control. Let's listen to some Bean Baker. This is Control by tonight's special guest and Social Distancing Live, Bean Baker. If you've got any song requests, questions, anything at all, please fire them our way.
Take control. My heart, my mind, my soul, of it all. I trust you with it all. No, I won't fight you. I'm yours. I'm yours. This change in my life to carry on and on. I'll go till tell me to stop, and I move whenever you tell me to move. So I move and take control. My heart, my mind, my soul, I'll be all. I trust you with it all. No, I won't fight you. I'm yours. I'm yours. It's begun, and that will change this life. And though I can see no storm inside, be still. Pause and take a moment in time. To take control. My heart, my mind, my soul, I'll be yours. I trust you with it all. No, I won't fight you. I'm yours. I'm yours. And I'm letting go of control. Where I'm going, only you know, and that's alright with me. I'm letting go of control. Where I'm going, only you know, and that's alright with me. Oh, you take control. My heart, my mind, my soul, I'm with you. I trust you with me. Oh, no, I won't fight you. I'm yours. I'm yours.
Wonderful Control by tonight's special guest, Bean Baker. Bean, thank you so much for coming on this evening. I'm going to ask you to play one more song for us in just a moment, but before that happens, did you say that you had a sort of competition thingamajig? Or not?
I mean,
I just spotted it on the keyboard when you were playing.
oh, this.
Don't worry.
I mean, t-shirt. If anybody wants a t-shirt, I can. I don't know if you had this problem, Rob, but right before, last year, I bought a bunch of merch, and I moved on from that EP now, not being able to move it. So I've got a bunch of t-shirts. If you'd like to have a look at this one,
give us a look.
This is this one.
Oh, that's cool. Let's have a look at that logo. Hold that logo up. Oh, that's nice.
Hang on, where's the? There it is. it is the lion. Oh, hang on, I'm looking in reverse. That's why. It's a lion face.
It's like you're doing the weather on TV. Let me put you full screen a second, and then people can see it properly.
Oh yeah. Sorry. There we go. It's this is the t-shirt. It's very pretty. It's a lion, a symbol of a lion on that, and the idea is obviously it's the lion being the symbol of courage, and the idea is you're wearing courage on your heart. which is pretty cool. And it also has my name on the back of it as well. But that's not me selling it. Who wants it? Anyone want it?
I think Beulah should have it because she's been wading in with all the song requests and things like that, and knows she's a big fan of yours. Unless anybody else puts their hand up, and she's asked actually, can Bean sing "Fight for You"? There we go. And she says actually, this song "Control" is so apt for this time, where things are so uncertain and our total trust has to be in God. Absolutely, Beulah. Wonderful. Oh, there you go. I'd love it, she said. So Beulah was actually the first person to put her hand up anyway, so there you go.
So I would.
James Stevens says no thanks.
Oh, James.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, mate. I
Harsh, James. Very harsh.
I believe
He's got the laughing emoji there.
He does. I think James recently had an anniversary of some sort. So happy anniversary, buddy. If I'm wrong, and I'm late or early, just move it to the right time.
Yeah. So it's either a premature or belated happy anniversary.
Yeah, that one. Maybe it was a birthday. Maybe it was Christmas. Happy Christmas, James. So I would do "Fight for You," but apparently I can't remember any of the verses at the moment.
What about "Reluctant Butterfly"? Which is that your latest song? "Reluctant Butterfly."
No, there's another song called "Run to Me," which is the current one out. But how about a song about apple juice?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there we are. It's James Stevens. Thank you very much. And thanks for the bit of banter. That was good.
Yeah. So I wrote this. I don't know if you have you ever been set like songwriting tasks before?
Oh yeah, years ago before I just predominantly did worship. Yeah.
So I got set a task to write a song about an apple juice carton. And I mean, it was the only thing in the room at the time, so I mean, kudos to the guy who set the challenge. So I wrote it, and I showed it back to the tutor, and he was like, "Oh, this is great! I love the double meaning in it." And I was like, oh. So in the song, I'm constantly vying between my heart's decision between like, do I like apple juice in the morning, or do I like orange juice in the morning? And actually, in reality, sometimes I just want a cup of tea. I don't know. and so my tutor went, I love the symbolism. I mean, how did you end up choosing her? And I was like, her? She's like, yeah, because obviously it's talking about like you had a choice of two women, but you didn't want either of them. You wanted the third one. I was like, no, that's not at all it. Genuinely, I struggle with choice of drinks in the morning. That. So this is on. Sorry. Interestingly enough, I had a girlfriend at the time, and the girlfriend is now my wife, by the way. And I was showing her the song I was working on, and so I was kind of sat down in the practice room playing, and she kind of walked in, and I was playing it, and there's this beautiful bridge section, which kind of goes like, I choose you, I choose you, where I'm singing about apple juice. And somebody walked into the practice room and genuinely thought I was doing a sung proposal, and quickly backed out and then told everybody. And so when we came out, it was not that.
Wow, that was how long after did you propose? Did that accelerate things?
I don't know. I don't know actually. Maybe she wasn't my girlfriend at the time. No, she was. Maybe, I don't know. She's probably going to put something in the comments in a second and go, actually, that's not how it happened.
Oh, we got Candice has said, I can't remember the title, but I think Bean had a song about superheroes.
I have a song about trolls and ogres.
Yes.
I can do that one if you'd like.
Oh, Glenn says, is the Lion t-shirt a tight fit? Have to be a certain age for that on 80s reference. I'm loving the banter coming in.
I've got some mediums. I've got some smalls. Might have some extra smalls, actually.
Oh, it is the Ogre and Troll song, says Candice Young. Yes, sorry, yes, she says.
Yeah, I could do
both if you want. Do both. But guys, this in effect is a free gig, and Bean does this for a living. So if you do want to bless him, I put a link in to his store where you can purchase his merch and his fantastic music as well.
I don't do the website.
The website.
I don't do the website, so I haven't got a store on there. That's really.
You've got a store. You have, yeah. It's got
what's the sale on there?
Courageous.
Amazing.
That's it actually.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah. Just message Bean and give him some money. That's probably a better way of blessing him.
Oh wow.
James Stevens says yes. Do the Trolls and Ogres one.
Cool. So I'll do the Apple song then. Okay. Well, which one should we do first? Should we do? I tell you what. We'll do Troll and Ogre, and then we'll end very briefly because the Apple song is very short.
Okay. So, over to you, mate. Over to you. You take it. You take the lead.
Place your dreams proudly on your heart. Put in the frame so life cannot distort. As the mundane corrode your will, I won't forget, no, I'll bring you home. Its colors dims and tones dominate. Black and white so fade to gray. I put you on my knee and try to remind you. Do you remember what you wanted to be? An astronaut and fly so high you could visit the Queen. Okay, the Queen, she doesn't live in the sky. You were 6 years old, so I just nodded and smiled. Do you remember what you wanted to be? A brave lion tamer under the sea. But neither of you can breathe underwater. But let's leave that logic till you get older. Jeans got smaller. I want you to fly away. Older now and life has set in. Don't lose ability to dream big as you once did. Only want the best for you, and I won't tell you what to do. Do you remember what you wanted to be? An astronaut and fly so high you could visit the Queen. Okay, the Queen, she doesn't live in the sky. You were 6 years old, so I just nod and smile. Do you remember what you wanted to be? An astronaut and fly so high you could visit the Queen. Okay, the Queen, she doesn't live in the sky. You were 6 years old, so I just nodded and smiled. Do you remember what you wanted to be? A troll and ogre hunter with super speed, saving damsels that they kidnapped. If these girls try to kiss you, you give them back. Do you remember what you wanted to see? I genuinely got worried about this a couple of years ago because I thought we might actually win. England win the World Cup at penalties and be that man who scored that goal. But now you're older, jeans got smaller, try to anchor. But I want you to
Wonderful, wonderful. Troll and Ogre Hunter by tonight's special guest, Bean Baker. Bean, it's been awesome. And we're going to end with the Apple Juice song, I do believe.
It's very close to my heart, Rob.
A constant battle goes on and on. I don't know which to decide on. I don't really mind. A violent war will ensue if I don't make my mind up and choose. But I don't really mind. Still you sat there every day, waiting for me just to say, feeling slightly thirsty now. It's much too warm to have some tea, so I think I'll have some juice. Have some juice. Drinking coffee as a reminisce about your arch nemesis, around juicy citrus fruit with a tough bright orange rind. Drinking coffee as a reminisce about your arch nemesis, around juicy citrus fruit with a tough bright orange rind. Well, still you sat there every day, waiting for me just to say, feeling slightly thirsty now. It's much too warm to have some tea, so I think I'll have some juice. Have some juice. If I were to make a choice, apple or orange, then just rejoice. If I were to make a choice, oh, apple or orange, then just rejoice. 'Cause I choose you, you, you. I choose you, you, you. I choose you, you, you. Apple juice. Apple juice.
Marvellous. Mr. Bean Baker, tonight's special guest here on Social Distancing Live, rounding it off a really nice evening here on Social Distancing Live. Thank you, Bean. It's always a good laugh with you, mate. And Glenn Ingle says, thanks, Ed. Sorry, Bean. So, I don't know what's happened in the last half hour. Anna says, orange juice and a cup of tea for me. Oh. Cup of tea, please, darling. I'm stuck out here in the shed. Thank you. I don't think that's happening. Anna says, thanks, Bean, for tonight. Glenn Ingle says, been a great night. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Glenn. Beulah as well. What a fantastic night. Guys, before we say goodbye to Bean, Bean, where can people follow you, get up to speed with the latest releases and get your stuff?
So you can head over to Facebook page. So it's facebook.com/Bean Baker Band. We have our website, which does actually have like an updated social media feed on there. So that's beanbakerband.com. Instagram as well, which is @BeanBakerBand. And if you don't want to be bothered that much, you can follow us on Twitter, which is also @BeanBakerBand. Yeah, I think basically Bean Baker Band. At the end of it, you'll probably find me.
Marvellous. So there may be a Christmas song coming out. There may be something in December next month, perhaps.
There will be something. It might not be very Christmassy.
No problem.
I do need to know whether that's okay. Is that illegal or something? Or
I don't think sorry for casting doubt in your mind, mate. Earlier on, I just people sometimes say stuff to me with such authority and conviction when they haven't got a clue what they're on about sometimes, and so I thought I'd have a go at it, and it worked. But so I'm sorry that I made
genuinely confused. So it's a beautiful song though, all about just the true adventure being with God rather than
Christmas.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm trying to shoehorn away where you can release it at Christmas.
I mean, there are some like running down the scales which sound like jingle bells.
Oh well, Candice has just waded in. Hi, Candice. By the way, welcome to Social Distancing Live. It's 2020. Just go for it, Bean. I love that.
Gonna do it. That's it. Permission granted.
There you go. We'll listen to it anyway, and guys, all of Bean's music, not all of it, but a select few of his songs, like all the other artists that appear on Social Distancing Live, is on the Social Distancing Live Spotify playlist. So we'll be adding anything you want me to add. Just let me know. We'll add that on for all our viewers and listeners, etc. Bean, thank you very much for tonight. I will speak to you shortly off air. But any parting words before you go?
Pants.
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 So, before we go, it was your birthday recently, and yeah, it's a very holy story.
It's very holy. My wonderful church gave me a gift of some Marks and Spencer's vouchers, which is very, very lovely. And I have decided that I'm going to use those vouchers to buy some Marks and Spencer's pants. And ironically, these church pants will be the least holy pants that I own.
Oh, I love it. Brilliant. Well, on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you good night. Bean, I will see you off here in just a moment. Good night, my friend. And thank you very much, Bean. Please follow him. Pants. James. Thank you, James. Right, thank you, Bean. Night, God bless, bro. Night, God bless. So there you have it, guys. Bean Baker tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this whole week, and it's been a great night tonight again. Apologies once again for the technical issues at the start of the stream, but we try and up the ante, every week or so. We try some new things just to try and keep things fresh. Katie McDonald liked that. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Candice, as well. I just want to tell you a little bit about what's going on next week. We've got an incredible week next week. So starting on Monday, we have Sarah Bagay. Sarah Bagay is a fantastic singer-songwriter from Portsmouth, Christian singer-songwriter. She'll be joining us on Monday. On let me get this right, the order now. No, that's Thursday. I do on Thursday. On Tuesday, we've got Caroline Crawford. Caroline Crawford is part of the Irish worship collective called Wired Worship. Fantastic singer-songwriter from Ireland. There seems to be an explosion of new Christian worship music in Ireland, and the guys from Wired Worship are absolutely they're gold dust. And Caroline is as well. She'll be on Tuesday. I know some of you may remember her from season 1 of Social Distancing Live, where she shared they released an album during lockdown. They've now released the second part of the album, and she's working on some new material herself as well. So looking forward to catching up with Caroline on Tuesday. And then Wednesday we've got Steve Quantick, who's in Bean's band, but he's also MD for my band as well. He's going to be coming on talking about some of the stuff you can expect from us soon, but also he's a world-class guitar player, and he's got some spaces if you're interested in playing guitar. He's going to tell us all about that, but also a chance to get to know Steve, who's very central and very important to what I do. And on Thursday then, let's get the right one up. Thursday we've got Jemima Payne. She's a singer-songwriter from London, and she'll be joining us at the slightly later time of 9 o'clock on Thursday. That's because I've got worship practice on Thursday at church, so we'll be on at Thursday 9 o'clock with Jemima Payne. And Friday we've got special guests as well. We've got we've got Luke Wareham and Rachel Mason. They are worship leaders and singer-songwriters from Bristol. But I want to tell you about this one. We have Philippa Hannah on Saturday, 8 o'clock. That's next Saturday, not tomorrow. So Saturday, the 21st of November, Philippa Hannah will be joining us as well. She's quite well known in worship. I'm sure many of you will know her. She supported Ariana Grande, Little Mix, and this year released a fantastic album called Stained Glass Stories, which I love. And it's a real honour to have her on the programme, as it is with all our guests. And thank you, says Sarah Bagay. I was a bit nervous about pronouncing your name, wasn't I? But thank you for that. Thank you for that affirmation, as it were. Thanks, Sarah, and look forward to hearing your music and your story on Monday. So there we are. Brilliant. Oh, thanks, Nathaniel. I'm glad I'm glad it was entertaining at the very least. God bless you, and thanks to Glenn and Louise as well. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Hope you're well. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you Monday at 8 o'clock for Sarah Bagay. I've got it. I think I've got it nailed now, that pronunciation. God bless you all. Good night. God bless, and I will see you on Monday. Bye bye.